Hey guys, Dalton here, and you're watching another episode of DC Collects. Today I wanted to show you guys the setup I have on my 75 gallon and 120 gallon tanks, filter, lights, all that good stuff, as well as give you guys a breakdown on how I made the custom stands for both those two tanks. So let's get right into it, guys. So here we have the 120 gallon American cichlid tank. As you guys can see, well, it's 4 feet long, 2 feet deep, and 2 feet high. We do have the 3-foot Aqua Sky, Fluval Aqua Sky light on there. It lights up the 4-foot tank just great. There's our green Texas right there. He's starting to put on some size since putting him into this tank, big time. Got our flower horn back there. I believe she's a female. And here's some guys hiding. Look at that jag. Whoa. What a fish. Can't wait. Oh, and there's L600 coming out for some food. Beautiful. Anyways, guys, back to the tank. We've got 2 heaters in this tank. So what I usually do is I'll put 2 heaters in. So this is a 120 gallon tank. So these 2 heaters are rated for 60 gallons each, maybe even 65 each, so maybe a little bit more. But the advantage of 2 heaters, guys, is that if one of your heaters fail, it's very unlikely that that one heater will be able to overheat your tank to the point of your fish dying. So you'll have way more time to catch something like that, which is a big bonus of having 2. Of course, you're using more electricity. Well, maybe not in the long run, but it is an extra plug. But I love having that fail-safe. Looking down below here, guys, we've got our FX6 canister filter. I did install these. These are actually motion activated lights under here. Highly recommended. We have our air pump there. I have it lying on its side because when I don't, it sounds really loud. So that's Fluval air pump for you. Got a couple nets under here. I have this out too, guys. I do have some C10 matrix in my FX6 filter. That's in the hopes of growing some anaerobic bacteria. So what anaerobic bacteria? It's part of the nitrogen cycle. Go Google that and research the heck out of it if you don't know what that is already. But the anaerobic bacteria, guys, if you can grow this bacteria, it will actually consume the nitrates that are in your tank. So completing that nitrogen cycle fully, which is pretty cool. So I'll keep you guys updated on that. It's only been, I think, 3 months since I've had it in there, so I believe it takes at least that long or longer. So I'll keep you updated on the nitrate levels. We also have our power bar in there, guys, as well as the light hooked up to a Wi-Fi plug. So that is also highly recommended by me. I have all my tanks on these Wi-Fi plugs, so I can turn them off with my phone, turn them on with my phone, or set timers for the days for all of my tanks. So if you're growing plants, that's also another great thing to have, another good reason to get it. So yeah, so I just have the FX6 on this, guys. Also, I do have a Fluval wave maker in there. Try and get a better shot of it over here, guys. There's the wave maker. But that's Fluval brand. There's lots of brands out there, guys. Don't let me get you caught up on just one. I know CJ makes a great one. A lot of great wave makers out there, but as I've said in previous videos, It really helps get the detritus moving around in the tank and pushes it towards my filter intake, which I have on the other end. So having the filter intake on one end and your wave maker pushing towards it is one way to lessen the maintenance of your tank as well. So that's basically everything I have on this tank. I find the FX6 is great with the 120. People might think that that's over filtered, but to be honest, I find it amazing. So yeah, and then I just want to break down the stand here a bit for you guys. So this is your basic 2x4 construction custom stand, guys. There are tons and tons of videos online about how to make these. I highly recommend the king of DIY videos. He's very thorough, and I just find that he doesn't mess around when he builds something. He really makes sure that it's as good as it needs to be, or from what I find, he builds it better. So I go by a lot of his videos. I just put this together, guys, sanded it all down, and then I took a torch to it. Let me show you guys the torch. So here's your torch, guys. As you can see, this torch is actually located usually in the plumbing section of your hardware store, because it's actually meant for soldering copper pipes together. Well, that's the main purpose for it anyway. That's obviously not its only purpose, but yeah, basically you just light your torch, guys, and then you really should practice on a piece of wood, because you start to get a knack for it. Make sure you don't burn the place down. And yeah, super easy, guys. Just be very careful. Read all your safety instructions and everything like that. That was just quick and with one hand, but you can see how easy it is. Then you can sand that down, maybe do it again until you get the look that you want. There's some other stuff that I'm working on right now, but I love the look of this, guys. Really makes the wood pop, and great look, great overall finish. So yeah, I also just wanted to go over a couple other things there with you guys. You'll see in the tutorial how this is exactly built. I'm not a carpenter, which is why I'm not going to attempt to pretend to teach you guys how to do this, but I just did my best, made sure all my cuts were very, very precise, guys. I really recommend using a miter saw. Miter saw is going to give you the most square cut, which when you're building this, it may not seem like a lot, but if one piece is out even a 1/16 of an inch, you are going to see your tank not be level. It'll throw the whole thing out that little bit, so just watch for that. Also, I just wanted to say these outside supports, guys, so when you get to that part in the tutorial, think of me. These outside supports, I've seen a lot of videos where the guys are just able to just put these supports in without any effort at all. Like they almost just, they don't technically touch top and bottom, so you should have to tap these pieces in lightly, not sledgehammer them in, but you should have to tap them in with a hammer, thus meaning the load from the top is going to be resting on those pieces, because they are taking the majority of the load of this tank. Other than that, it's just the screws that you have into your inside braces such as this one here, which go floor to the bottom of your top piece of plywood which your tank rests on. So as you can see, the inside one goes to the floor and to the bottom of the plywood which the tank rests on, and then the outside piece is the piece that gets wedged in between your two frames. So I hope that made sense. If you watch this video in conjunction with the King Up DIYs, I think it'll all come together for you guys. But and just one other thing too, guys, so even after you level your tank stand, as you can see, you got a lot of shims in there. That gray stuff is glue. I glued them in place so they wouldn't move on me. But then as you come to the top, you'll also notice I have little shims underneath the plywood as well. That's because even though my stand was perfectly level, the little variations in the 2x4s allowed for this corner to sink down a little bit more than I wanted. So when the tank was on here, there was a gap. And the way I do it, guys, is I take a piece of paper and make sure that I can't slide the piece of paper underneath all four corners and at least a 12-inch section of the middle. So if there's a little bit of relief outside of there, and I'm talking a little, like you can just barely get that paper under, that's okay. But, and a lot of people might even think I'm anal, or maybe that's how other people do it, but I recommend using a piece of paper and making sure that you can't slide it underneath your tank and your piece of plywood at all. And if it won't go underneath the tank without water in it, then you know the entire perimeter is touching, and taking that extra half an hour, guys, will save you so many headaches down the road. That is definitely the cause of a lot of busted seals and cracked panes of glass, especially in bigger tanks. This is 120 gallons, guys, so you're talking 1,300 pounds when it's full, which is a ton of weight. 1,350. Before we go over to the 75-gallon tank, guys, I just wanted to show you how I finished the tank stand. As you can see, I probably put about 6 coats of polyurethane around the entire outer everything. I coated this entire stand in polyurethane at least 6 times. It's just gonna make the stand last longer, guys. It's like anything, the more time you put into it, the better it's gonna be. This is just an example of some of the polyurethane I used. You don't have to use this brand, but I recommend it. It worked really well for me. And then I just wanted to show you here too, guys. And if you guys don't mind, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, guys. I've got tons more content like this coming up, guys. I'm trying to make it a point, all of my videos, to throw in all the stuff that I've learned and give all the tips and stuff that I can to you guys. Throw some comments down below if you have any tips for me too, guys. It's all about learning and growing the hobby. So again, smash that like, hit that subscribe button, guys. Turn on post notifications too. But thanks, guys, I appreciate it. These are the doors though, guys. They're just same material I used for the top where the tank sits, and I just cut out a square. Got some hinges off of Amazon and some magnets, which magnetize to there, and this works great. Like that. Another door here, guys. So everything closes up in there. And then we have a piece of wood that I cut. So this just sits in here, guys. I don't even screw it down or anything. And just like that, it's in place. Okay, now for the breakdown of the 75-gallon American cichlid tank. I did want to say too, guys, anyone who's not new to the fish keeping hobby, you must watch Cichlid Bros on here too. Unfortunately, their green terror just passed away. His name was Joker, so in Joker's honor, we're naming our green terror after him. So hope that helps, guys. Might not ever watch this, but I thought that'd be a nice thing to do. Anyways, guys, this is a setup from PetSmart, just the tank. Came with the lid, lights, the basic LED light that it came with. You can see it's just 2 strips of LEDs in there, but since it's 4 feet, like it's the entire length of the tank, it really lights it up well. We got an FX4 in here, guys. There's the intake over here. This is my only tank with 1 heater in it. Sometimes you just run out of funds. You guys know what I mean. Got another sponge filter in the back, guys. Love that biological media. Toss it in any tank and away you go. Looking down below, there's our FX4. We've got our air pump. It's supplying to the 75 and our baby yellow jackets. Again, Wi-Fi plug for the lights. Power bar, guys. Yeah, try and keep things nice and neat too, guys. But yeah, same construction on this tank stand. I can't take that piece of wood up right now, but it does remove the exact same as my other stand. And yeah, I think that's all I have for you today, guys. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. We'll catch you guys in the next video.